Well, hello there and welcome as we get started even just a little bit early here for Video Rock Stars and Agorapreneurs coming to you. I'm Terry Brock, your guide here, and I'm joined by the lovely and charming Gina Carr, who's with us today. Gina, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me to join you in your broadcast today.
Yeah, I wanted you here because you and I went through something that was a really pleasant experience this last weekend. Kind of a nice way of doing customer service and a way to do customer service in the right way. We were there ordering in from UberEats, and UberEats gave us something that was really nice that I think we're going to talk about. And so we're going to show you a way that we can do that. But before we go any farther, remember we're here with Agorapreneurs, where you get to learn about living the liberty and freedom lifestyle in a very peaceful way, all done peacefully and all done voluntarily. That's really what it's all about. And we're going to do that. And we're sponsored by the wonderful, good people over there at Restream, who, by the way, I'll get right here. We can cover this up, or maybe come over here and look even better. There we are. Restream is what we're using right now so that we can go out to several different locations at the same time. And not only that, as I like to say, not only at the same time, but also simultaneously. And so we get the chance to do both of those by using Restream. Restream gives you the ability to go to LinkedIn, go out to Twitter, go out to Facebook, different groups, different pages, your profiles, all of that at the same time. And it's a real good tool. They've got a free version, and then they've got even more value packed in with their paid versions. But you use this link, bit.ly/restream4u. Notice the number 4 there in the letter U. You're going to find some real good information that way. We'll get a few coins that way, but mainly you're going to get a lot of benefits from other areas that are in there as well. So what we want to do is, Gina, I want to talk with you a little bit about what we experienced this last weekend. Tell us a little bit about the stage, set the stage of where we were and what was going on.
Well, given that we were just in a storytelling session in Video Rockstars, I'm going to start it this way. It was a dark, rainy night.
I like it.
And we were hungry. We were so hungry. I mean, we probably hadn't even eaten in an hour or so. And so we were thinking, oh my gosh, what can we do to get some food in our home? Our cupboards were bare. The refrigerator was full, but our cupboards were bare. And we said, what if we could only get something different? And you said, well, if we had that thing from Star Trek that we could just replicate it and say, hey, I want some massaman curry, which is what I usually want to eat, we could do that. But we didn't have a replicator from Star Trek. And so we had the next best thing. So over to you, Mr. Brock, to continue the story.
Well, what happened there is we thought, okay, we're going to use the app on the phone, and we did. And you helped out so we could I'd get what I wanted, and then you took it and put what you want on there, and we clicked the little button, and they said it would be delivered. And that was really nice because we got a chance to see, okay, this is where we are, what it's going to do, and those kind of things. And we were waiting for the delivery. It was supposed to be delivered at, I think it was 7:30 when they said it. And then we got a little notice. On the nice thing about the Uber app is they give you a progress report when they're fixing it and getting it ready, and then when it leaves, and they'll let you know your driver, and they use a name. And what we saw was something that I thought was kind of amazing. This little graphic came across right here. And notice what it said here. Raul's dodging raindrops on the way to pick up your order. And I just thought that's amazing. Now, you notice it was 7:30 then. That's when they told us it would be delivered. So they let us know in a wonderful way what's going on and why Raul, our driver, who was very, very kind, very nice, talked about he was dodging raindrops, a little bit of rain, so it was slowing it down. And they even said, see, might be 8:35, could be delayed. Well, they delivered it pretty close to 7:35. I think it was like 7:37 or so. And they did that. And I think that is the kind of thing that makes for an amazing experience. They use the technology and come across in a fun way. Saying, hey, he's dodging raindrops, to let us know how they're doing. Now, they could have said, Raul's going to be there sometime. It's on the way. And that's what it's been in the past. Just, it's on the way. So shut up and just get ready for it. But no, UberEats is there saying, hey, we're with you all the way through. Here it is. Gina, that just seemed like the right way to do it in a creative way that many businesses could use. What do you think?
Well, I agree, and it's such a better experience than what used to happen in the old days. I mean, let's think about our not too distant future, past, not too distant past, when we would order, let's say we would order from the local pizza place, and you place an order, and they say, "Oh, it's going to be here in an hour." Well, an hour goes by, nobody's there, and then you make a phone call back to the restaurant, and they say, "Oh, we lost that order. Oh, did you order something? We didn't even know." Whereas with the Uber Eats app, you get updates the whole way along. They have these little animated graphics to show you, okay, they're mixing up your food. They're making it. Now the person has picked it up. Now they're on their way to deliver. And so it's such a better experience. And so what I think about, and I know what you think about as well, is how can we add such an enhanced experience to our clients, to our programs, as well as thinking about that from our viewers' point of view. What can you do? I mean, people out in the real world weren't probably asking for all those things. Maybe they thought, oh, that would be really nice, but they probably didn't exactly voice, oh, it'd be great to know this and this and this. But this is where Uber car experience and now the Uber Eats experience have so far surpassed what happened in the past that we would never go back to the old days of ordering food from a restaurant, right?
Yeah, I think that there's a nice thing that they have done there. And I think other restaurants, wouldn't say we would never go back to it. We'll look at what's happening and how they unfold. But I would like to say is think about how you and your business, your unique entrepreneurial style, can use that kind of philosophy. The idea of being able to address the issue. I mean, they could have come on and said, it's raining and it's going to be later. Okay, that would be good. But they kind of made us just smile a little bit. Hey, Raul is dodging raindrops and will be there safe. And let us know, okay, hold it. If it's raining, we want Raul and all the drivers to arrive safely. On time is good, but if they're going to be a little late because it's raining, we understand. So find ways that you can communicate the essential information in a nice, fun way, in a way that might make us smile, a way that honors everyone there just by mentioning Raul is going to be delivered. We didn't know Raul, and usually you don't know your driver, but we felt, oh, this is good, Raul. Then when Raul showed up at the door and had it, it was like, hey, thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Are you okay? And he said, oh yeah, did it turn out all right for you? Is this what you wanted? Everything. He was just wonderful, as every Uber driver that I've seen has been. Just in my experience, it's been that way. So I think being creative is going to be good. Gina, what would be some technologies that can help us to leverage technology to help people out with it? I know in Video Rockstars, we talk a lot about that. Tell me a little bit about what you see as good technologies to serve customers even better.
Well, I would say one is the technology that we're using right now, which is Restream,
Yeah.
which it's cool to me that we're broadcasting to a live audience and people are interacting with us. In fact, there's quite a bit of chatter going on out in one of the groups that we're broadcasting into. Warwick Mary from Down Under is sharing his thoughts on recently ordering a pizza and seeing that the call to the store, starting to salivate, the GPS was turned off. Oh dear. Okay. So yeah. All right. Cool. That's nice. And Warwick Mary is going to be with us on Wednesday in Video Rockstars, which will be really super cool. But I love this. So what are some things? Someone mentioned there that when you send a Loom video, that's certainly a better experience than just a single text, one-dimensional way of communicating an email. Let's see,
Yeah.
Zoom video is a superior technology to just having a phone call. I was recently in a program excuse me, and they actually did a conference call. And I'm thinking, excuse me, dark ages here, but I know that for some people, they want very limited engagement and very limited interaction and interference. And in that case,
Well, why
a
would a conference
regular
call be
phone
bad?
call,
We do
regular
lots of
conference call
video
can
conference
work.
calls today.
No, not video conference call, just a phone conference
Oh,
call.
audio only conference call.
There are people who still use that a
Oh,
lot
that is
with
amazing.
great success.
I guess they use that with their black phone and the rotary dial. So,
Right. But I think Zoom is a much better experience.
oh yeah, much so, because then you see the reaction, you're seeing the emotions, all that. I want to follow through here on what we have here. Finally got the replacement in 90 minutes after the order. Duh, yeah, exactly. That's just not a good thing to have happen. But another Facebook user here loving the idea of monitoring the delivery of service as it goes. Absolutely. When you can use that technology and be able to take that, let people see it very easily and very quickly what's going on, people understand. It's like airlines when they have something that goes wrong, and it will every so often. We fly Delta Airlines, a lot of Southwest Airlines, and both of them are a little bit funny about this. They only fly when it's safe. And that's perfectly all right with me. I'm glad they do it that way. Perfectly fine. They're doing a great job with it. But I find that it really helps when an airline will say, hey, our flight has been delayed. There's another one on the way. It should be here at this time. Or in the meantime, we're going to do this for you. They understand where we're coming from. And many people, whatever the flight is, some people are saying, oh, no, I've got to make a connection or I've got to get here by this time. They get that. But also, hey, it's safety. We don't want to take off just because you need to be there and then have a problem. So I applaud the airlines and the decisions they make and the way they do it. Having those kind of things there, really, really handy. And let's see what we've got here. Another comment here. The continual communication with clients manages expectations. Absolutely. That's really important to do and make sure we're doing it. Allowing people to know what is happening as you're working on it keeps them happy. Yep, that's exactly right. When we know what's going on, we can tolerate a little bit better. The driver profiles make me laugh when they have filled them out in detail. Yes, that's fun to see. You can say, okay, this is who is there doing it. And text systems are great to confirm that. Text system just says, okay, confirmed, it's done there. So Facebook user, thank you very much for doing that. You were saying that that's Warwick, Mary? Gina?
Warwick was chatting up a good bit out there, but this is does look like all of those are from Warwick, as far as I can tell. But that is a question that would help me have a better experience here. Is how can our Facebook users register with eStream and Facebook to be able to show their usernames and profiles like we do when we're going directly through Restream or StreamYard?
Yes, I think we have to go to a specific link, and if I am not mistaken, I think it's going to user.restream.io/FB, as in Facebook. And that way you register your name through Restream into Facebook. And of course, you have to be a
Okay.
Facebook user for that.
So I thought that was an eCam issue, but I believe the Restream one is
Chat.
chat.restream.io/FB.
Yeah, I
So,
think that would be the way to do it. Or you can go over to LinkedIn or to Twitter and watch it on both and get a chance to see that. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm doing, let me show you this right here. I'm going to do a bounce over here to another screen. Just a moment. Let me come over here to this. Yeah, there we are. So I got another screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift over to another camera as well. And why am I doing that? So that I can show you with this. I'm going to pick it up, move it over here. Look what I'm doing right there. That is me right now, only me of not right now, actually a few seconds ago. Notice what I'm doing here. You'll see I've got it that way, and I'm monitoring this. One thing you want to do is when you're doing a live stream, have a confidence monitor that would be there. A confidence monitor is another little monitor that's standing by that lets you see what's going on. So you can go, oh, okay, I see what's happening there. It's a reassurance that lets me know this is what it should be doing, this is how it's working, and works very, very well that way. So that should help a little bit. Gina, what do you think?
oh, I think that's great. Yeah, super important to have a confidence monitor going.
Hey,
Looky there.
a comment from Gina Carr. How about that, Gina? You register your username. There it is, the chat.restream slash or dot io/FB. We can see your name and pick. That way we get a chance to do it. And by the way, that is Warwick. Great tip. Thanks, Terry. You bet. So some things like that were good. Warwick from over in Australia. We appreciate you. And Warwick is going to be involved in Video Rockstars, I understand, Gina, this coming Wednesday. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yes, well, if you could pull up that little link to the video challenge group, that would be great. Yes, so we've been running in Video Rockstars, which is our community of content creators who want to work together to create, monetize, and amplify their video-based content, including courses, membership programs, and that sort of thing. And so we've been doing a 30 videos in 30 days challenge, and people have been creating videos like crazy. They've really been getting their message out into the world and into our group to clarify what their message is and how to, and just getting more confident on video. So someone who's very confident on video and who's come in several times over the last couple of years since we started Video Rockstars is one of our favorite repeat performers, and that's Warwick Mary. He's going to be with us to share all kinds of great tips on increasing engagement and bringing, good things into the house in your video. So Warwick, we are excited you're going to be there. Yes, honored
Yes,
to have you
indeed.
there.
He's going to be there, and we're going to be able to see a lot of good things. Now, by the way, I got to show a little story here. What Wart just did, couldn't see my name on Facebook, so came to YouTube. And because we're using Restream, he's able to switch over there and just kind of move around. And if that didn't work, we could go over to LinkedIn. And if that didn't work, we go over to Twitter. The amazing Restream makes it all happen like that. So a really good thing. And then he says here, so looking forward to being part of the challenge and honored to be the closing speaker. We're honored to have you, mate, and to have you right on board with us, coming in all the way from Melbourne, Australia. The airfare should be, well, real reasonable because it'll be on video. And I think it's kind of fun to do that, and we'll be able to do that. And now hear what he said, love Restream. Yes, indeed. It is a really great tool. We love Restream here. Just, it gives us the ability to do live broadcasts, and there's an energy and an excitement in live that you don't always get with the recording. Now, there's a place for recorded messages. I get it. We use those a lot. We do a lot of them, but there's also a place for live. The excitement and the exuberance of doing something that way really puts a lot of emphasis on connection and being there real with people. Plus, our government won't let us fly overseas. Well, that's true. In Australia, you're not allowed to do that. That's a whole other thing. We're not even going to get into all that here, but we know that is that way. And who knows how long that will be. We would like to have it end as soon as possible, and I got a feeling the government would too. They just want to make sure it's safe. So we applaud efforts to make sure it's safe, and that will be good. Mark says here, live is legendary. It is living on the edge. Yep, it is. Even when you have some oh whoops. Gina, can you relate to oh whoops happening now and then?
Oh, definitely. Often things happen, but you just push through. You just keep working at it, and people are very forgiving. Fortunately, people are very understanding because they know that one day it's going to happen to them, and so I found that a lot of times people just want to see how to handle a glitch, how to handle when things don't work quite right, and so that happens.
Yeah, it does. I love what he said here. The Warwick says this. He uses some Australian here. The delegates love the feeling of anything could happen. And it took me the longest time to figure out, what are they talking about, delegates? And then I realized, oh, we call those people attendees or participants here in the United States. So those of you that speak American and don't speak Australian, we're here to do the interpretation and translation for you to make sure that you get that as well on that. So we'll do it. And Steve Wilson says here, if you, and I think he started there but didn't quite get it all the way through. But Steve, good to have you with us today. At least I think that's you. I don't recognize you with the mask on there, but we do know you, and glad to have you with us. Glad to have you joining us. And and I think he gave us there, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. Now, I like that. Can I quote you on that? I have to do that. If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. And I think that's what we want to do. And I see you're coming in on Facebook. So, by the way, notice how this is working. We're getting, at times, coming in here on YouTube. There's a comment that we had. So, bring on virtual is what Warwick said. But then also we see Steve can come in here on Facebook. This is because Restream does it. And so Restream's the one you want. And in fact, coming back again, shameless plug here, but actually a way for you to get even more resources. You get $10 in credit if you use this link here, bit.ly/Restream for you. You get that, and you'll be able to cover a lot of good information that way. We really like it. We're using it extensively and find that it really does a good thing there. And Steve says, yes, quote me on that. I like that. So we'll have to do that. Steve, really good to have you here, sir. Always good to have you around. And good thing. So think about customer service and how you can take customer service using technology and spiffy it up a bit. There's a good technical term, spiffy it up a little bit by making it fun. Going back to what we saw there this last weekend when we talked to Raul, and notice we didn't talk to Raul, using UberEats, and look at when they told us here. 7:35, when it was supposed to have been delivered, Raul's dodging raindrops on the way to pick up your order. So we saw that it was really working out well, and they got it there just a few minutes after that. Raul did a fabulous job, as did Uber Eats, because you see what they've done? Uber Eats has anticipated that. I imagine they've got that as a phrase they use often. And that's wonderful. They just insert the name of driver, this message. Really good way to do it so that customers, those of us who bought it and we're waiting, we want to get our pizza, we ordered it and we want it delivered immediately, but at least when they tell us, but then if there's a reason, then there's an oh whoops. What you want to do is you want to turn around. Matter of fact, I've got something written on my monitor. Gina, you've seen this when you come into my study here, just down the hall. This is from the training guide from the Four Seasons Hotels. And they say this, I think it's so good. Systematize the predictable so you can humanize the exceptional. Systematize the predictable so you can humanize the exceptional. And I think that is the way to do it. You can really do well that way. Oh, and we had another comment from that Gina Carr. Isn't this interesting, Gina? Yes. You were a great Uber driver for us back in 2015. Best we've had. That was Warwick helping us back in 2015 when we were over in Australia. And he helped us. And so, Warwick, I'm thinking if this professional speaking and being the best MC around in Australia and doing all of that really, really well doesn't work out, although it is for you, you could try Uber too, because it's good. And by the way, Uber would be a good way to do it. Get a little extra cash and get some extra stories for those of us who are speakers. I haven't tried it, but I think that could be a kind of a nice thing there. And Gina, thank you for putting that in there. Systemize the predictable so you can humanize the exceptional. And I think that's a good customer service tidbit for all of us to remember and to take to heart. Well, Gina, any final comments, any words of wisdom or anything you want to share before we say goodbye to all the kids?
Well, I'll just share this. I think it's really important for you to look outside of your industry for other ideas, such as we're looking outside of our industry to Uber Eats. For many years, I ran a real estate company in Atlanta, Georgia. And the two companies that I looked at the most for thinking about, well, let's see, three that I looked at the most for how can we really make this an experience? How can we make it different? Were Ritz-Carlton, Walt Disney, and Domino's Pizza. And the Ritz and Walt Disney are probably pretty obvious, but Domino's Pizza in particular had a slogan that everybody knows, delivered in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. And so for a while we had your home sold in 90 days or less, or it's free, meaning that we wouldn't charge our fee. It doesn't mean that the house was free. It just meant that we wouldn't charge the real estate fee. So that was a slogan and a marketing campaign that we did for a while. And for the most part, honestly, people thought that it was one of those too good to be true things. And so it didn't work that great for us because I was kind of new in the market at that time. But I think it's good to look outside of your industry, look outside of what the people that you're normally following might be doing, or the people who are doing things sort of like you are doing, and take ideas from some of the top companies in the world.
Ah, good. Oh, and we got another comment in here. We got to put this on here. Billy Arsama says, do you guys ever stop working? We're playing. See, we kind of go by my old buddy Confucius. He told me a little thing that I thought was really good. He said, when you work at what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And so, hey, we have a great time. We're working at what we love. We're doing, I think it was like I think of Michael Jordan. He retired from basketball and went out and he did some other things. I think he tried baseball for a little while there, and then he came back to basketball. And people said, hey, you're retired. You don't have to come back to work. And he says, hey, if this is what I want to do most, it gives me the most joy. When you retire, you're supposed to do what you want to do. And I want to play basketball. So he did. He came back and did it again. So I think what you got to do is find something that you can work at that you enjoy so much that you just do it, even if you had more money than Elon Musk, which is quite a bit. And if you had more than him, if you had double what he had, but you'd still do the work, that is a good way to do it. And I think that reflects back then on how you treat customers, that customer service that we're talking about here. Make sure you're doing something that really gets you excited so you can jump out of bed in the morning and go, ooh, I'm looking forward to doing this, looking forward to doing that. Billy, nice to have you with us. Thanks for stopping on board. And let's see, I think we're all set here. Well, Gina, I think we've had a good time doing this. I love this live streaming things. It's nice to come on, be able to do it, and then we've got some good content that we can share with the world and take it from there. So we will see all of you a little bit later on down the road. Hope to see you at Video Rockstars and get over there. Oh, yeah, we got the heart there. That's very nice. Got another comment here from Steve. Thanks a billion. I love it. Inflation. I like that. Thanks a billion. Yeah, and it'll probably go on up to 1 trillion pretty soon, too. So that will be so. Steve, thank you very much. And so, everyone, we will talk to you a little bit later. Have a wonderful day.